will go from your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to the #1 current affairs program in our country. Viewers, Real Talk with Saieed Ali is live from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, with a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. right here on Synergy Network. So, as we start off our program tonight, big bacchanal. Urla is top news in Trinidad and Tobago these days. Now, Family Elder SC has fired back at the Police Service Commission demanding the immediate removal of Urla Haywood Christopher, suspension and rescinding of the now infamous January 31st letter. In a blistering legal response, Elder called out the Police Service Commission decision as unlawful, unfair, arguing that zero evidence has been presented that justifies Urla removal. After 2 days in custody with no charges, the DPP ordered Urla released, further providing, according to Elder, provoking, that this was a reckless abuse of power, the ultimatum. Reinstate Urla by February 4th at 2 p.m. or face judicial review. That is what Urla lawyer is telling the Police Service Commission. After her release, Urla said they had to consider and discuss their next step. Urla said, Elder said, Haywood Christopher had endured unrelating interrogation as a suspect who had been cautioned and called the situation outrageous. She said there was not one drop of evidence against Urla and some of the question was unfair. Now, before I show all of this video, I just want to relate something to Urla. Come to me direct. Now, I want you to understand something. Urla was questioned concerning signing documents relating to 2 sniper rifles. Now, her attorney said she had endured unrelenting interrogation. So I want her lawyer to understand every criminal that have been charged by TTPS went through some form of interrogation. And I want the commissioner to understand also. Even Pamela Elder, I want her to understand that also. There has to be some form of interrogation. So when you hear Pamela Elder using the word, the commissioner of police were under interrogation, everyone who have been held by the TTPS officer and charged went through the same thing. So there's no difference. So whether the commissioner got held or she didn't got held, whether she complained or not, they had her as a suspect. Just like any other citizens, the TTPS officers will capture people, whether they hold them in a raid, whether it's a stop and search, they have to go through interrogation. So I wouldn't say, well, Pamela Elder come out and say the commissioner of police was interrogated. If they hold her as a suspect, it's obvious they will do the same thing. They consider her just like a normal citizen. So I see nothing big about that. Now, Elder question, who is a senior officer that authorized the arrest of the cop on material that did not establish grounds to be suspect? Listen to this.
What happened here is an outrage. It is outrageous because the Commissioner of Police was questioned not as a person from whom the officers wanted information, but she was cautioned. And we all know, or we should know, that a caution is administered to a person against whom the officer has reasonable grounds to suspect the person has committed an offense. I sat through with my junior, Mr. Warner, the interview of the commissioner. And at the end of this interview, it was pellucidly clear that there was not one drop of evidence against the commissioner. So the burning question, which I would like answered, is who is the senior officer that authorized the arrest of the commissioner of police on material that did not establish grounds to suspect?
So tonight I want to ask a question. Is the Commissioner of Police above the laws in Trinidad and Tobago? Just how Pamela Elder is asking the question, who is the senior officer? I am asking Trinidad and Tobago. I am asking the Minister of National Security. I am asking the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. Is the Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago above any law of the land? I'm asking it proudly. Proudly. Is she too high for an officer? Listen to me carefully. Is the Commissioner of Police too high of a person not to be questioned in an incident? Is she too high of a person for another officer to act on information, not to question her? I'm asking. Because you see, in China, it doesn't matter who you are, from a minister come down. If the police service in that country decides to question you, there is nobody can stop them from questioning you. And you have to do what they say. So I want to believe now it's only in Trinidad and Tobago we have individuals in high position who's above the laws of the country. Is the Commissioner of Police untouchable in Trinidad and Tobago? That is my question tonight. Is the Commissioner too big of a person to be questioned in any incidents? So why does Pamela Elder wants to know who is the DCP? Everybody know the DCP. She too big? Is she too big? No, she's not. She lives in Trinidad and Tobago. She's the Commissioner of Police. So therefore, you will abide by the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. If they want you, they will come for you. If you need to be questioned in an incident, you are not too big. An incident happened, her signature, they say, was on documents, allegedly was on documents, for 2 sniper rifle. How did that get there? Who signed off on it? Sad, eh? But nevertheless, I ain't going to spend too much time with them. She asked, what was the bias of the arrest? Because if there was evidence, her client would have been charged rather than questioned. She also wondered if there was any agenda to humiliate Haywood Christopher. And to tell her the truth, to humiliate I believe the Commissioner of Police would have done that to herself. So let me just take you a little way back, not concerning this incident. Remember when the Joint Select Committee questioned Erla, I believe was on her performance, And Erla said none of the plan that they put forward worked. All remember that? How much all remember that? She said it. We ran that video right here. We talked about that. And it's been all on her own words. That is why I keep saying, imagine the Commissioner of Police coming out to tell the public all the plan that TTPS put forward, it didn't work. It didn't work. I believe that was after her 1 year. Yeah. She said it on national television on a conference. Joint Select Committee, I believe, was questioning her. So it's not Saieed said, it's the Commissioner of Police said it. So I believe she would have humiliated herself, being the Commissioner of Police, bringing out strategies to work, and boom, nothing at work. I just want to tell people, hey, watch me. All you need to pray. Trinidad and Tobago, all you need to pray. That's all I'm going to say. But I want to spend too much time on them. Them, the bacchanal, maybe with a bacchanal, there's them. They're in high places, let them deal with it. It is my job to highlight it, yes. Now listen to this. The Police Service Commission, in a release earlier today, clarifying the Commissioner of Police, Earl Hayward Christopher, has been removed from office amid an ongoing investigation. The Police Service Commission said on 30th January 2025, it received a communication from the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Intelligence and Investigation stating that on the 30th of January 2025, Erla was cautioned, informed that she was a suspect in an ongoing investigation into misbehavior in public office. The PSC also officially nominated DCP Junior Benjamin as acting Commissioner of Police, replacing Erla. Now, it says it awaits the outcome of the deliberation of the House of Representatives pursuant to sector constitution before making any acting appointment in accordance with section 123(5). So Trinidad and Tobago, the only thing I could say about this is that DCP Martin had a case dismissed, not dismissed, thrown out. I believe the case was thrown out or dismissed or something, when she knocked down a student on the priority bus route. You remember that? You bounce down somebody and boom, your case going through the window. Your case going through the window for bouncing somebody. And she continued working. She continued working. The videos were released via social media. That was evidence right there. And then she continued working. Now, even though the Commissioner of Police were not charged, the DPP did not find evidence against her, and they released her. She wasn't charged for a criminal offense. Now, this is where I will defend the Commissioner of Police, even though I want her to resign and go home for lack of performance. They didn't charge her for a gun. They didn't charge her for criminal activity. They didn't charge her for misbehavior in public office. They didn't charge her for ordering anything. Conspiracy. No, they didn't charge her for nothing. Because the DPP said they found no evidence to charge the commission. So my question now is, if there is no evidence to charge the Commissioner of Police, Why do they want to relieve her of her duty? Who is calling the shots now? Let me say it like that. Who is calling the shots? Because we had an incident where DCP bounced on a trial and their case just went from boom. That's it. Dismissed, thrown out, however you want to call it. So my question now, Trinidad and Tobago, is who is calling the real shots now? And we're going to leave it like that until more evidence surface up. Trust me, we go get. So viewers, you're looking at Real Talk with Saieed Ali, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. As I say, now Real Talk have some offer that is going on. It's a 5% interest off front Trinidad and Tobago, the only financial institution in our country which is Real Talk financing. Member of the Real Talk group. We are offering you 5% on fixed deposit. The highest interest rate that is being paid in Trinidad and Tobago presently. The highest. Nobody could come close to that. Nobody. Now Trinidad and Tobago, instead of you waiting 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years on a fixed deposit to collect your interest, let me tell you something. You're getting your interest up front. Why are we doing this? Come back to me there. Why are we doing this, Trinidad and Tobago? So hear this. You're 30, 40, 50, 60. You've worked all your life. All your life. And you save your money. And you decide to put it in a fixed deposit on a financial institution for it to grow. I said, you know what? I am not sure I am going to live to get the benefit of this money that I am investing in a fixed deposit. You're not sure. I thought about that myself. And I said, you know what? Real Talk Financing is going to offer you interest up front. We are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago to offer interest up front. Nowhere else. No other financial institution in this country is offering you 5% with your interest up front. Absolutely none. And I could guarantee you that as I stand firm here now. None. We are the only one that is doing it. Check around. Feel free. Go to all the financial institutions in Trinidad and Tobago and see who is offering you 5% with interest up front. Absolutely nobody. Nobody. So remember that, viewers? We are Real Talk. We are the only one doing that. Real Talk Financing. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment Rental have 2 pieces of equipment for sale. We have a beautiful truck, prestige condition, viewers. It's a wrecker. And also, this wrecker have a crane on the truck. So you could do wrecking work day and night, and you could also get work with a company to do transporting for them. Why? Because you have a crane attached onto this truck where you could lift heavy, whatever it is that you're lifting, to transport from point A to point B. Look, prestige condition, chrome rims, look at it. Nice size, nice thin down, perfect working condition. That I could tell you. So viewers, contact Real Talk Equipment 2386716 or 2391670. Also, we have an excavator for sale, viewers. It's a 306E. It's a new model. Attached one is a grader blade to this excavator, viewers. Prestige condition, you cannot go wrong. The best thing for construction team to work with. Also, Trinidad and Tobago. Real Talk Group of Company has launched a new department. We are investing now in crash and damaged vehicle. So if you have a car, a truck, a bus, a maxi, whatever it is, it's write-off, damage, insurance already paid for it, and you want to sell it, contact 2391670 or 2386716, viewers, and we'll be glad to do business with you. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. There's lots more right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Realtalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Realtalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Realtalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Realtalk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, it has been revealed that in a reviewing of the COP's performance for the period March 2023 to February 2024, the Police Service Commission found there was room for improvement in the Commissioner's performance. However, they praised her integrity. They praised her integrity, professionally, ethics and accountability, for which she received high rating. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen this. The commissioner came out and said all the plans that they put together didn't work. It didn't work. Did not work. The woman said it. And all of a sudden, they praise her integrity for performance. Really? Really? It's sad and stink. Or it's stinking sad. A commissioner could come out and say their plans failed. But on another department who hired them, saying job well done. Who are they firing for? The criminals or the safety of Trinidad and Tobago? Ask yourself this question. The commissioner also considered that there are areas of improvement in the commissioner's performance in crime reduction and detection, as well as customer service in the police service. How did they rate that? How did they rate that? If the planning that they planned and the plan that they planned didn't come to work, how did you actually rate her? How? You grade her by performance, which you got a Z? And so is it a Z better than an A? Or with the alphabet, A is not good and Z is high performance? I don't know. Let's tell me or let's tell the public. However, overall, the commissioner rated top cop performance as good. Taking into consideration information from various monitoring exercises as well as the commissioner representation at a final performance appraisal interview. Speaking about early extension, as commissioner, Hines also stated that it was the PSC that gave Erla a good review. I'll listen to this.
We knew that the Police Service Commission, which appointed her, and we extended, and now want to consider further extension, they, having assessed her performance in the last year, found that it was good. And with that in mind, we were more emboldened to act in accordance with the law and the public interest expectations.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I didn't expect him to be any better. Because that individual said to Trinidad and Tobago, it is not his job to make all feel safe. That man is the Minister of National Security. And let me tell you something, if he could come out and tell the nation that, you think he business about TTPS? Asking a question. If the Minister of National of Security could come out and say, it is not his job to make us feel safe, you think TTPS going to study him? You think he care about TTPS? Call good night.
Night, Mr. Said. Great program and great topic, but we must not lose our focus on the real issues in this country.
Correct.
Remember, the Privy Council gave a ruling on the Auditor General issue.
Yes.
They don't want that report to be in the public domain.
Correct.
And apart from all of this, the United States authority put pressure on this government. What you're doing with high-powered sniper rifle, explain that. They're telling the citizens of this country that. But so Erla had to take the fall. Remember, Erla going home next month. The Erla contract coming to her and she going home next month. So
in about 3 months' time. In about 3 months' time.
Watch and see what will happen. Erla is going to sue the state and get over $3 million. And all of this was stage managed and organized, and they have to make it look real. This thing has to appear to be real to the citizens of this country who are not very proactive in what is happening in this country. You bring that information to them and still the citizens not waking up. They are very slow in waking up, but I know they're going to wake up. And to that young constable who ticket you, a man who is so much for this country, for himself, for his family, his mother, father, brother, sister, everybody, to better their life in this country. I hope he taken note what happened to Erla. Erla living as a disgraced commissioner of police. So, and I hope the opposition is taking note of this young constable, people like him, who the police service already in a bad state. The citizens of this country have the police service as a disgraceful organization where almost half of them are involved in criminal activities. And this is what this young constable did. Ticket a man like Saieed Ali, who is doing so much for this country, to better this country, to better his life, his family life. Look at what you did. You given 5% interest on deposits in your credit union, and this no good ticket you, shame on it. So I hope the opposition taking note of this. And the first thing they must do is open a police post to the top of Lavantil where the tank is, and send that young constable for 6 months to update. The criminals will be waiting with open arms to welcome you to that station, right? Mr. Said, you keep up the great work, man. That no good constable, disgrace to his family, to his friends, and this country, and that uniform he wear. I am angry, very angry. You have committed no crime, Mr. Said. If you had committed a crime, I say, right, fine, you commit a crime. There is traffic. You must cross lane, traffic bumper to bumper. Go, you young constable, Suklal, go on the highway and ticket people for driving all over this country. Mr. Said, you keep up the great job, man. God bless.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, However, former Commissioner of Police Gary Gifford recently stated that the selection process for the DCP and the Commissioner of Police should change or looked at. He stated that Erla did not come in the top 20, but somehow was still selected to become the commissioner of police. Look at it.
The second recommendation is the selection process for substantive commissioners of police and deputy commissioners of police. What was happening before was that international qualified experts such as Penn State and UK qualified experts who select commissioners around the world, they went and did the process, and that's why Dwayne Gibbs was elected. That is why Ola Christopher did not come in the top 20. We changed that to put civilians with no qualification, training or experience in assessing how you can select the best person to be commissioner of police. So someone who couldn't come in the top 20 became number 1. And that's how we have the present DCPs as well. So the persons in the Police Service Commission do not have the capability to select. Let us revert to international bodies with training, qualification and experience to select the best persons for Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioner of Police.
So Trinidad and Tobago is the same thing I say. A will consider as no good, and Z would consider best performance. Yeah. But nevertheless, I have something for you. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live, my friend.
This place grew up. I'm trying to say that the Prime Minister going to Moruga to over $42 billion in a fishing.
Yes, I'm Moruga.
For the fishermen. But you know that is a marginal fee. I would like you to come and spend $2 million in order to open a preschool. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar have stated that citizens should ask if the real reason for the state of emergency was to implement a gun amnesty to save other government officials. Persad-Bissessar said this gun amnesty would have allowed persons to bring in their prohibited guns and not face legal consequences. Why did you put it there? Is there any senior government officials under investigations for possessing a prohibited weapon? She questioned. Kamala.
Why did you include Regulation 11 to give what I'm calling a gun amnesty, which is to say, if you bring in the gun, the prohibited gun, it's all right, fellas, bye, nice, well done, good boy. Why did you put it there? Is there any senior government official under investigation for possessing a prohibited weapon? It might be a young person, or old person, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm asking, is there any investigation, government official, under investigation for possessing a prohibited weapon under the Firearms Act?
Trinidad and Tobago, imagine that now. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Tell me.
Yes, hello, you hear me, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Right. Okay. Now, we just want to get something to clarify something here. Wasn't that woman is the one who hit the gentleman in the bus shoe and ran away?
Call name. Call the name. DCP Martin.
The police officer.
Yeah.
Right. Wasn't she the one who hit and ran away, and the police officers chased her? And then after when they meet up with her, they knew it's her, and charges was being laid against her, and she was intoxicated.
Ooh,
and
look at it.
When that matter was before the court, based upon what is being said, is that she was a senior superintendent at that time, if that is the case, and then from that time she was being promoted to be a DCP. Now she do so, and she went after the commissioner. This thing that went on with the commissioner here is a big thing beyond what we imagined in our head. We had to follow the story very carefully.
Yes.
Very carefully, we had to follow the story. And what has taken place is that this situation that went on here, what she was being allegedly charged for together with other people, no charges was being laid against anybody that they was being arrested or who went for questioning. But all of this came out from the past that it has been shot and killed from Olia's night.
Hey, thank you, caller. You Lego S, man. You Lego S.
Right, because he was one of the man who was from the SSA, and all of the people that they're connecting with is from the SSA. So how are we going to put the bits and pieces together? The public needs to sit down and look at this thing carefully and follow it, because he was a member of the SSA. He was shot and killed earlier as night coming to the university, and from after he preached his service and stuff like that. And now you're coming to have that from the SSA is being charged or being arrested for questioning based upon certain things. Now, here what? The Commissioner of Police was being relieved of her duties based upon questioning. It had nothing against her to be charged. And also, on top of that now, a junior is going to lay charges on who? Who's going to sign the documents? Not me.
You see?
And that is where the problem came in. So that is why she's being let go.
Now, when
She's not above the law, and she's not bigger than anybody. But at the end of it all, they're supposed to have a procedure. They have a DPP who's supposed to lay charges, and it had nothing for she to be charged. That is why she has been let go. Question is this now: why it is that the PSA dismiss her from her job and appoint somebody else to act? Now we have an acting commissioner. Look at the seriousness of this.
Yes.
We have an acting commissioner. When you have an acting commissioner, the powers that he have is lesser than a commissioner of police.
Thank you.
So when something is happening there based upon, like we have Imbert, and if we catch Imbert in the act, how is he going to lock him up? The acting commissioner cannot lock him up. They have to get a commissioner to lock him up. So we need to look at this thing very carefully to where it is going. We will see results later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, this is what I was telling earlier. There is something in the mortar beside the pestle. The old people used to say that. Lords in London wants to know why Clongenbud is not being investigated. 3 point, how much missing? $3.4 billion. $3.4 billion. The DPP found nothing to charge Ola with. So my question is, who signed off for the 2 sniper rifle to enter Trinidad and Tobago? Ola come now, man. Hey. Hear this now. A junior cannot charge a senior. Somebody in high office had to sign off. Who's signing off? All that information is coming in the public. Let's talk now, man. Saieed, you're stupid. With junior officer going to charge a senior officer. Who had to sign off? Senior. Let's talk now. Trinidad and Tobago. I want to tell people. This is the #1 current affairs program. You know why? We're dealing with the issues at hand. Call good night.
Yes, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Saeed, I know you was a real intelligent fella. And as I saw you done pick up, this is a pure young rowley propaganda. This is what it is. Why not you concentrating on the commissioner and all what is going on? Pure young and rowley hand in the mix and the whining while they stir in the pot. Come on, Trinidad and Tobago, man. The citizens real blind, boy. No. Boy, that's all I have to say. You enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, my friend. Same to you. So, viewers, I think it's a little bacchanal. Previously, despite having a gun amnesty as part of the state of emergency regulation, National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines says it was never government policy. So you call her SOE, and part of it was never the government policy. Hines said gun amnesty have not worked in the past. Listen to this.
This discussion about amnesty arose in the context of the state of emergency. Because the state of emergency, first of all, let me tell you that the government's position, as stated, has not been one for attempts at amnesty. We believe that our law enforcement agencies have the law, the constitution, the manpower, the resources, with intelligence to go and find the guns.
No, he said it never worked. Listen to this. UNC called an SOE. Under that SOE, I believe, they had a gun amnesty where individual, if you bring in your gun, you will not get charged. All I can remember how much gun they got. Somebody call and say something. Somebody call in and say something. I want somebody call and say something. Because individual turned in their weapon and they were free to walk. That is why I mentioned on a previous show. So the government wants gun amnesty for people to bring in their illegal firearm and not charge them. Remember that? Boom, next day they was talking about bringing it. Boom, next day they go, you know what? No gun amnesty. I said it right here. Right here. Right on this platform, I said it. What was the gun amnesty? All I want people to bring in illegal firearm. And a businessman who are applying for a firearm cannot get a firearm. But all I want men who have illegal firearm to bring it in and then set them free. What I have it for in the first place? Watch me now. When they do think about what they're doing next day, 2 days after, you know what? They say they take off the gun amnesty from the SOE. Talk about bacchanal. I'll get the figures and I'll go tell all you. Don't frighten. You know when I tell all you I'm doing it. We're bringing it real. Now, back in 2023, Minister Stuart Young admitted that he had donated a firearm to the police service. All remember that? A minister donated a gun to the police. Why did this minister donate a gun to the police? You have a visual for that? All remember that Trinidad and Tobago? All remember Stuart Young? However, he said it was not an automatic weapon, as was being suggested, and added that he never possessed that type of firearm. Young, however, stopped short of giving details about his donation and stayed away from saying when it was gifted to the police service, what type of gun, and the reason behind making the donation. He couldn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. In 2011, Kamala called the SOE. But are working on the amount of firearm, that illegal firearm, that were dropped in by civilians. Whenever the Trinidad and Tobago, I'll get for all you. Now, Bonilal had claimed that the government minister surrendered a Springfield ST Edge 5.56 pistol, which, despite its name, was actually an automatic weapon. I remember that? In 2016, an investigation was launched into the then Attorney General and the current Minister of Local Government, Saieed Ali. Hey! Israel Bacchanal here, you know. Now, Saieed Ali said his family received training under direct supervision of the army, responding in an insinuation from opposition member Rudal Monilal that his children were one of a photo showing two teens with high-profile weapons. Al-Rawi told the media that the training was a matter of security. So hear this. Hear this, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me make sense out of nonsense. Good. Faris Al-Rawi was the Minister of National Security back then. Except Attorney General. All right, good. I just wanted to get correct. Yes. Because Faris passed 11 amendment and legislation when he was in office for us. Good. Now, former Attorney General, let me just say, Faris admit, that the individual in the photo was his kid. He admitted that. Me go label him there. He said it's a matter of what? National security. Good. So me now, listen to this. Me being a licensed money lender, me being a director of Real Talk Group of Companies, me being the president of Real Talk Credit Union, can I, Saeed, send my son to train as a matter of national security? I'm talking about the same one that made an attempt to kidnap about 3.5 to 4 years back. Could I send him for gun training? Somebody say something. 10 minutes from home, almost kidnapped. Car pull up, men jump out with mask, gun pointing. Neighbor yard save him. The grace of God, thank you, Lord. All right, so help my living God. Let's swear to God. You want to have a war in Trinidad. You ask and I tell. So, can my son go and train under supervision as a form of security? Or let's tell me, I want to know. Come now, man. Trinidad and Tobago. Can my son go and train since she was a victim of almost kidnap? Huh? Well, let's say something now. I want to know if yes. In the morning he go, you know. All I think is little bacchanal I like. All I think is little bacchanal I like. And we're bringing it real to all you. He's our attorney, our ex-attorney general. He admit, the man come out and admit. I just read it for you. He said was based on national security. So Trinidad and Tobago, could my son go now and do training? I don't know, I love Bacchanal. Is yes or no? So he being an individual who was almost kidnapped compared to somebody who father is Attorney General, as a businessman, as a licensed money lender, and the president, the director of Real Talk Group of Companies. We have multiple companies, even security. Now I'm president of Real Talk Credit Union. Do you see it fit for my son to be trained also? Keep in mind he was a victim of attempted kidnapping. I'll come say something now, man. Caller, good night.
Very good evening to Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes. I'll make it short and sweet. The reason why it won't happen with your son and yourself is because you're Syrian enough. These children, mother is a Syrian, all the best.
Nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. When I tell you I bring it real to all you. We don't stick with the real thing. We highlight it and we deal with it. We ask for answers into the public domain. I don't sweep nothing under the carpet, you know. I don't. So viewers, remember, Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on fixed deposit, viewers. 5%. The highest interest rate that is being paid in Trinidad and Tobago presently is Real Talk Financing. Nobody else matches us. Nobody can match us and nobody can beat us. You know why? We matching and we beating anything. Yeah, anything. We licensed. license, Real Talk Financing license, Saieed Ali license, the credit union license. I'm going to tell you something. When God gave a man a vision, God will make a way, you know, for him to be successful right through on top. 5% interest up front, Trinidad and Tobago. Director, come back to me. Get this now. For the older people, right, who work their life out, and you have your money in a little save. You put it on a little fixed deposit, on a little bond, where it maturing and you ain't sure to live. You ain't sure to live to inherit it. Or we gonna leave it for the children. I don't put away for the children already. When they get big, you start from there. Yeah? Put away a sum for them when they reach your age. That is yours. Start your business. Yeah? Don't depend on what daddy working for. I put away for kids. So when you reach your age, multiply what I put away for you. Some people put in the whole everything. No. I give them a certain amount. I give you a certain amount. I give you a start in life. Don't watch what daddy have and say, well, daddy business is my business. I give you a start in life. Let me see you multiply what I put for you there. And if you multiply what I put for you there, well, then daddy business can be your business. Because daddy is very successful. You know why? 17 hours a day, 18 years, 19 years straight. You feel like you just jump in daddy business and say, well, oi, daddy buy Benz from here, you are Benz? Do the hours, do the time, save your money. I'll teach you responsibility. I'll teach you vision. Where those under you will not suffer. So what we have Real Talk Financing, 5% across the board. Across the board, young or old, 5 years and over. When you get your interest, up front, you could go for a vacation. You could repair your house. You could pay down on a car. You could put away for school and for the kids. You could pay medical bills. You could pay for a surgery. That is why we at Real Talk, we're doing it different. You had to wait till you're dead. Well, oh God, I feel like my heart hurting and I feel like we're dead. But oh God, me I get my interest and I had to wait so long. Really? Not by Real Talk. Not by Real Talk Financing. Why? Because the man who governs that side, the man have a vision. The man have a goal. You know how much people going for vacation with their interest? You know how much people went and paid on car? You know how much people buy car? You know why? They think smart. They think smart. I work all my life, I have my lump sum, I have it in the bank, I'm here getting nothing. Why not put it here where I could get my interest up front and enjoy it and I still have my capital? You think about that now. So Trinidad and Tobago, also, we have Real Talk group of companies. We enter into a new business where we deal with crash and damage vehicle. So if the insurance pay off, you want to get your vehicle sold, contact us. Whether it be a truck, a bus, a maxi, a car, a van, contact us. And we will sort it out. Once the price is right, your damage or your rubbish could be ours. Remember that. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment Rental, we have a beautiful truck for sale. Those of you interested in the truck, like I said, it's a wrecker. It's a 7-ton wrecker with a crane attached to it. So you're doing two work. Hardware, this is the best thing for hardware. Hardware owners, this is a truck for you. Those who want to go into those who have wreckers or you want to go into the wrecking business, this is the perfect truck because they're doing two jobs in one, you know. Just have a crane on it, so when somebody call you for a work, hey John, I have something to transport in, but I need a crane or a hire or something. This truck has one of that, so you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Also, viewers, we have our excavator for sale. It's a new model. It's a 306E. This has a grader to the front of it. So if you're going into the construction industry or you're in the construction industry and you're looking for a piece of equipment, it's a 306E automatic. Not automatic, but air conditioned, fully loaded. Now you will get 306, but you may not get the attachment to it. And the price you pay for the attachment, the best to contact Real Talk and buy the excavator. So Trinidad and Tobago, remember that. I'm going to tell you something. It has given me great pleasure to come here every night, you know. Great pleasure. Some days I has been so under the weather because my body exhausted. I just had to do a little rerun sometime. But when I'm not here, I just miss it. Also, viewers, Real Talk Financing in Guyana. Very soon we are making arrangements. We are having talks with people in Guyana for a Real Talk credit union. I don't stick, you know, I have a vision, you know. I have a vision. And the Real Talk group of companies is growing. It is growing. We're in construction, we're in security, we're in credit union, we are licensed money lenders. We're growing. We're into the wrecking business. We have excavator for sale. We have truck for sale. We're dealing in crash vehicles. So when you're here, when you see a company growing, it's because the head have a vision. And once you have a vision, your company will grow. Why? Because you're always on top. You're always coming up with something new. You always want to be at the head. And being at the head, you get inspiration from those that are higher than you. Who are higher than me? Almighty God. Always remember that. That is what I put in front, the Spirit of God. That is why you see the Real Talk group is so successful. That's why Real Talk Financing could offer you 5% interest up front. Enjoy your interest up front. Don't die and leaving your money in the bank. Don't end up in the hospital and say, well, oh God, my children go get all the money and I ain't gonna know what I go do with it. No. Come and open a fixed deposit. Draw your interest up front. Pay your medical bill. Go for a vacation. Repair on the house. Pay down on a car. Yes. Only at Real Talk we're doing that. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Nevertheless, we run over this program tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Until we meet again, stay safe.